Hi everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. It is Shout Out Saturday and SpectrumArt haul. Yay! Now this haul is probably my biggest that I've ever done with Madi's. In fact, I know it is. It's twice the size of what I've ever done with Madi and Madison. But there were two sales in one box. She did a surprise sale the end of April that consisted of favorites of some of her team, and then she did her actual sale the first weekend in May, which was the sale that I usually hit and usually set a limit on what I'm spending. But I gotta tell you, she's getting some awesome new products in, and it's really hard to not buy. Case in point, I was driving back from Iowa on the Sunday, day of the sale, and I was just listening to the sale, and I had to stop more than once, pull over to the side of the road, and hit me, which is what we do next to our name when we want to buy something, and hope that I fell in with the amount that she had left. So, hoping that, she's got 10, and I didn't wind up being number 13 in line, that kind of thing. I got lucky every time, so I was meant to have these items. So, let me show you what I bought. I do not remember what is in here that was bought from each sale. This is just a total overall haul from the two sales. Number one, I'm going to start with the little stuff, and I'm going to take this out of the bag. I should have done this earlier. I am not really on my game today. I managed to pull a muscle, and hold this away from here so it doesn't crinkle near as bad. I managed to pull a muscle under my right rib cage, and I can't bend over far enough to get stuff out of the bottom of the washing machine. I'm having to use my grab-it tool to do laundry. I'm spending a lot of time in bed in a stretched out position on pain meds. So anyway, last month I had ordered a plastic mold from Stamperia, and this cream paste will work great in that. You put it in, spread it in a nice even layer. The molds are not very deep at all, but you can't use like hot glue or anything in them. You have to use something cold in the mold, and you spread it in really, really super thin, just a nice depth coat, smooth it off, let it set for 12 hours, and it peels off in a nice, soft, flexible piece of art that you can cut apart. You can colorize it. So I bought the cream paste to go with that, because at the time I was thinking I wanted like a paper clay or a soft clay. I have tons of polymer clay, but you need to use a non-baking clay in this. So I was thinking using paper clay. So when these two came up on Madi's sale, I grabbed them both so I can play with both of these in that mold. Now I also purchased another mold, and this one I can use the hot glue in, and I can color it. Pretty sure I can use the hot glue in this one. I'll double check. But it's this little bitty heart frame. Now this is much smaller than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay, because the cabochons from Tim Holtz will fit in the center of this. So I can do the frame, gild it in gold or whatever, and make a nice vintage frame, and then put one of the cabochons from Tim Holtz in the center. So I've got that. And it's a real rubbery thing, so anything I put in there is going to come out really easy. Okay, while we're talking molds and whatnot, I have these magical shakers from Lindy's, and they're kind of like Brushos, and I'm going to try and remember, outside of my pain med view, to link a video down below. I believe it's Maremismallart, who does a really great video comparison between Lindy's, Brushos, and something else. There's a third one that she uses. So I got this in Afternoon Delight Denim and in Antique Gold. So I've got those to play with. Now to tools. I have a pokey tool. I've looked at this retractable craft pick from Tim Holtz, but I never thought about the fact that I can click at 2 different depths. Duh. So this is going to be my main pick tool on my workstation. I've taken my old Stampin' Up! One that I absolutely love, and I put it in my binding kit box. Then there were these two books, and I can't remember the language on this one, but they're fairy tales. This one I believe is an encyclopedia type of book. I think it's German, but I'm not positive. I will look that up and see. So I can, if nothing else, label it for my own use so I'll remember. I love that one, but I absolutely love this one. It's Irish Fairy Tales. And look at the sketching in here. Mongan's Frenzy. Irish Fairy Tales. The artwork in here is just fabulous. And so haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. It may just go into my Irish book as a bonus book in my journal. I don't think I could bring myself to tear them apart. So I love that one. Okay, then I had a aha moment. I bought a box of buttons. And they're all like garden and floral. They're a plastic, but I'm thinking, why can't I make these with my polymer clay? The dressmaker's wheel to cut the squares out would give this beautiful postage stamp edge. And then I could, I could mat things onto the top. So I have a package. I got these just so I could get a closer look at them, but there are 2, there's one for Paris, 3, 4. These would be really cute. Go back to the Paris one really quick. If you take and fasten them to the front edge of your journal and then use them as a wrap closure, I think those would be really cool on there. So I'll throw those away. So I got one package of those just so I could see an up close of those, and I think I only paid like $1.50 for those. Then there was this lace, and I can't see without my cheaters. There it is. I've not seen this lace before. You know me and lace. It's a weakness. It and Stamperian, I'm a goner. But look at this edging. You've got double sections of the edging that you can use. Excuse the dog. Honeybee has spotted the squirrel outside. And then these flowers can be individually cut off, or they can be cut off at their clusters and used as a bouquet. And I bought a yard of that. Love that lace. And okay, remember last haul, I showed you all the Stampin' Up, all the Simplicity fabric that I bought. Well, this was the fabric that gave me the aha moment. This is the one I told you I bought the fat quarter of from Maggie, or from Madi, so I can cut it apart. And so I may just offer one of these fat quarters back up in the shop, or offer them in strips, blocks maybe. So look out for this to come up in the shop. I was planning on getting stuff in the shop this week. Bob was supposed to leave Wednesday. I was going to spend all day Wednesday working on getting stuff finished up in the office so I could spend yesterday getting stuff ready for the shop. And then Bob's leaving got moved from Wednesday to Thursday. And then I popped my rib on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm not doing a whole lot of anything. So, I've got like 70 plus napkins. So I really needed more napkins. Really, I did. I love napkins. There are so many cool possibilities with napkins. I've got this one. I believe this one is a German napkin. I could be wrong. From Cascada Studios. And I love the cupcakes. I love those. Each of those can be torn individually and put on a tag by themselves. And all 4 squares are all cupcakes. And then there's this music one for a music journal that I'm working on to honor a friend of mine. I can't remember. I remember his name, but there's a formal name. But it's Stephen Bias, and really got me into symphony music. So, and I've been saving pictures and stuff. Had the opportunity to meet the Polish Symphonia and treat them to a meal in our house one year. I will link that blog post down below. And so I'm wanting to do a journal with that, telling that story, and I wanted those napkins. Okay, postcards. Lots of postcards. Postcards. Speaking of music, I have this one, Star Upon Star. I think there are 4 postcards in each of these bags. So, let's get this one open. Some of these you'll see show up in journals down the road, particularly if they've got butterflies on them. I have a couple of butterfly journaling kits that I want to use. Speaking of butterflies, these are gorgeous. More music. Santa Claus So Jolly, going to Christmas book. Oh, speaking of Christmas books, I've already put them in the warehouse, but I did get a set of 3, I want to say they're Better Homes and Gardens Christmas books that I'm going to be playing with here in the next coming weeks, hopefully. I get this rib cage figured out so I can start doing stuff. Here was another garden one. I think all 4 of these were together, and we got to pick whether we wanted A, B, C, or D, and I picked one of each. This one. That one. I love this one. Another mushroom for the garden and another butterfly one. And then this one would be great in the sewing journal. Whether I keep it intact or I cut it in strips, we shall see. Since I only have one of those, I might break it down. We'll see. I've been really collecting stuff. And then I have these 2 signed artist pictures. This one is this is Tigger from 1928. I guess there's 2 in each one. And there's that one with Christopher Robin peeking out the tree. And Pooh Bear. And I love my Pooh Bear. I love Pooh Bear. Okay, got another stencil. This is from Little Birdie. And I love all the different things. I want to play with my jelly plate more. And I think I can also use this with the paste or the spackling. Then I got 2 washi tapes from 49 Market. Got them in the lilac just because I love the lilac. I thought that was such a pretty color. But then I also got this in the what they call butter, because I thought these were perfect colors to go in the bee journals. So I've got those 2. Let's see. Rosy Posy. Paper. 2 more ephemera pieces. I have these little tickets. I think there's 6 in here. Those. And then this pair of scissors, this will go in my sewing journal. This one really caught my attention because it's a pair of scissors on a bobby pin. Isn't that unique? Now, who couldn't make more of these? Sometimes it's seeing what other people have made that you're thinking, I could do that. But that one I alone will say for my journal. Wow, it is getting toasty in here. I'm going to turn the fan on. We were 43 degrees this morning when I got up, and it was only 61 in the house, so I turned the heat on. Okay, one more ephemera piece here. And this comes with its envelope, and I'm going to have to cut it open. I'm glad my husband's desk is handy. Ow! Because I'm on the dining room table this morning and working with makeshift. Trying to get it open without tearing it. But this is a fan. And she's had these before, and I've never been able to get a hold of one. My heart's gift. And look at all these little cherubs. Aren't those pretty? Could use this as it is. Clip these off and use them as corner tucks in journals. This would make a nice border. Put a floral over the lettering. I just decided I wanted one of those this year. And if I wanted to give it as a gift, it comes with its own envelope. How cool is that? Okay, now for papers. I think papers is all I have left. Oh, what is this? Oh, look at these. Look at the kitties. Aren't those adorable? And these can be cut apart and used individually. I've got to go back and watch her video to see where these came from. But I just think those are so cute. They're very vintage. Printed in Western Germany. And so I have 8 of those on there. So then we can get into papers. Let's start with Rosie Posy. And I think Rosie Posy is sealed. I'm trying not to rip into the cover itself, just get the plastic off. This video is going to be a little bit long this morning, longer than my normals, but there's just so much that I couldn't pass up on Maddie's sale this time. If you ever want to go in and try getting in on these sales, it is the first Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the month. And you just need to make sure that if you're going to purchase anything, to email Maddie with your email address and your full mailing address and your PayPal information. And she has her address there on the video. Just email her and so that she can put you on your on her records. And then you can just jump in and buy stuff with the rest of us. But all these papers, Rosie Posy. At Rosie Posy, we value beautiful and poetic lifestyle. What we love to pass through our products is more upscale design and quality, but lower price. Make you feel love in every way. And then that's this one. I'll flip through this really quick. Typesetting stickers, alphabets, perfect cards for cut-aparts. I love this. This is your golden ticket. All different kind of colors to work with. So whatever you're working in, you've got a color here to play with. I love this guy. He's so cute. This one with the books, I absolutely loved. The Way of the Vintage. Check these out. Love those. I'd like to take and have an enlarged set of those. And I may before I cut them apart just for personal use. The coins, Angel Baby. More of the typewriter stickers. Lots of things for florals, gardens, or fairies. Vintage. So that is Rosie Posy. Okay. Then I have Minty. And Minty Papers is new to our group, but look at some of these. I'm trying to do this way so you get the pictures right side up. They're double-sided. All kinds of cut-aparts. Solid papers. I can see these in a fairy garden book. These would be gorgeous in a fairy book. More cut-aparts. Secret garden book to do a secret garden journal. Yeah, that is Minty. And this one is called Vintage Sheets on the Back of Cover. Oh, check those out. More cut-aparts. This one doesn't say what it is, only that it's Minty Papers. And you can find Minty, M-I-N-T-A-Y, Papers on Instagram and Facebook. Then there was this one from 49 Market. And this is that butter collection again to go with the washi tape. And I just, again, beautiful items that I could possibly put in either a butterfly or in the journal book, bee books. And there's that bonus cut apart on the inside back cover. They don't waste anything. And those are from 49 Market. Then I bought these individual papers. These are from Memory Place. This is Alice's Tea Party. These are no longer available. These were pieces that Maddie found back in her stock room. They are not available for sale anymore. And because I've been collecting stuff for this era of the Alice in Wonderland, I wanted to make sure that I got these 2 pieces of paper. So I bought 2 of those from Alice's Tea Party. These were from Memory Lane in Memory Place from 2019. Then there was this one from, I believe this is, yeah, this is Minte. You saw it in the 12 by 12. I mean in the 6 by 6. Here is the Minte in the 12 by 12. And I know I'm not going to get it all up here. Get it all in there. Let me see if I can raise this up a little bit more. I know you're getting my camera stand in here, but this one has a bonus sheet on the back cover. This is something that Minte does. That is all the cut-aparts. And it's 2-sided. All their papers are 2-sided. And let me see if I can flip it this way. And they're just 12 by 12 versions of that 6 by 6. But look how pretty. That would be a perfect traveler's notebook, just the way it is, with a nice front and back. Although I wish they had it reversed. There we go. We've got her. If we did that, we'd have her on the front cover of a TN. I just love this paper. I would almost be tempted to fussy cut at least a couple of those out. And then they've got the frames. And there's 2 sheets of everything, so I have plenty to play with. You know, when I find time. And I love the purples. And I think that may have been why I bought these from 49 Market, because although they're a little bit darker, I think they'll pair nicely with this. So there was that one. Oh, and there went Bobby's scissors. Good thing I don't need them for this one. Then there was this one. This is the last paper pad, and this is from Minte, and it's called Dear Diary. And as a journaler and as a writer, I had to have this one. I'll try and set it to where you get most everything in frame here. There's this front. And this almost like a wallpaper backing. Love these cut-aparts. I just love them. And this one. A bird. And a brick. These will definitely be cut-aparts. I will be fussy cutting these out. Not a doubt. And this one. I'd buy a second package of that one actually. So that is my haul from SpectrumArt. And like I said, I will leave their link down below so you can come check us out. We're together on Tuesday nights, I believe, Sunday afternoons, and then their sale is always the first Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the month. And if you get to where you get notifications, you'll know when they do special sales. Also sign up for their email list. Because we play a game during sales, and if you're on the email list, then you will get the secret words to play that game with us. They're always giving stuff away. They're a fabulous family-oriented company to work with. Okay, you know what time it is? It's Shout Out Saturday. Let's go. There's number 1. There's number 2. There's number 3. There's number 4. And there's number 5. Okay, let's see who we have this week. We have Linda Kaufman. Linda is part of the Canned Paper Pumpkin collab. Marilynn Fowler. Crafting and Relaxing. Cara Brandon Creations. You've seen me work with Cara's stuff before. She partners with Dear Julie quite frequently. And Handmade by Gardina. So I will be linking those people's channels down below. I will also link you to SpectrumArt Creations. And I think that's going to do me in for today. I'm ready to take pain meds and go crawl into my bed. I want to thank you for joining me. I will be back next week. I'm not sure how next week is mapping out. Give me some time to get past this pulled muscle and back in routine. Bob's gone for 21 days, so let's see if we can. Well, actually, he's actually only going to be gone 19 days this trip. So lots of things to do once I get this muscle to get unknotted. So I thank you for joining me in the studio today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and visit these gals. And I will talk to you soon. Creative blessings.